They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stopping.
Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. This suggests children are a precious gift from God to be valued and cared for.
In the United States, a child a minute is taken into DHS, CPS, and so on custody. The reality is their picks are already selected, you just don't know it. Being perfect no longer matters. It's what the adopting families are looking for.
Who is it stealing the children, you ask?
From caseworker to the White House, the buck stops at all levels, just not where it is supposed to be. The services your family needs, we the people have paid for to ensure your reunification. Title 4 says, reunify at all costs. United, we stand means nothing to us when it comes to family values. Children are being ripped away from their families. Parents are reverting to addictive behaviors to cover the pain. The trauma caused by child removal is just being recognized, and the results are atrocious. Termination of parental rights is not healthy for anyone, just profitable for the people enforcing the line. That's all.
It's time Washington listens to the cries of our children, the wails of their mothers, and the rage growing in the fathers. These are our children. Keep your damn hands off them. We are coming to act on the behalf of the children God gave us to protect, and you kidnapped.
Hey everybody. So we're just waiting on Darren. He'll be on soon. So I want to thank everybody who joins me and Darren every night of the week, because Darren just doesn't do this with me. He's got another show after my show. So keep watching, keep watching so we can spread the news, get this stuff out to everybody you know, because once they knock, game over. If you don't know what to do, you know, people make a lot of mistakes, and one mistake can cost you your whole family. Which brings me to my next point. Tomorrow is voting day.
Absolutely.
If we really, really want change, I don't care if you like Donald Trump or not. I am not a quote unquote Trumpster, but I have seen his policies. And he has repeatedly said he is going to make sure that parents get their fundamental rights back. And that's what we need. Please go out and vote. Our polls in Virginia are 7-7. Please go vote. I'm begging you. Please. How's it going?
Good, Tiff. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest. Woo!
Oh, no, absolutely. I encourage everyone else to vote too. I voted for Trump. I was reading over his policy as well, and you know what? There's a lot that sticks out there, and I hope he follows through with everything he's saying, because you know what? It's going to trump a lot of things going on right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how you been doing?
I'm doing in the process of writing my motion for dismiss at the moment.
Well, that's good. When you go to court?
2 weeks.
Oh, before the holidays. That's even better.
Yep. But I have a feeling that this is going to get continued again.
More money. That's all it is.
Yep.
Mm-mm-mm. So does anybody have any questions for me? I said what I had to say. But I do want maybe Darren and I can do a video after the new administration goes in, and email it straight to the president, because they get emails and they will watch a video. So maybe we can do that when Donald Trump wins tomorrow night.
Get a tag team video. Yeah, I agree. You guys should both do that, because you know what? You guys are the voices for us.
Oh,
And without the voice of you, Gunner, Darren, we would not have a voice to stand up.
oh, that's gonna make me cry. Thank you.
Pay for crying on air.
I get very emotional about this kind of stuff because I'm so humbled, right? Um,
Well, I mean, you guys do a lot of work, and I know Darren's been really busy working on some things, and Gunnar was telling me about it, and Gunnar's been helping me with my case. I even bounced my motion off him to see what he thought, and he told me to add some case law and then finish off with that. So I got my wife over here working at the moment. She's adding case law for me.
Well, I won. So you took my cookies.
well,
So I can't.
every little bit helps. I will say that.
I mean, I wrote it all up, but she checked everything for me, and she's gonna add the case law in. So that way, when my notary comes over, um, where I'm stuck in this damn house, I'm not supposed to leave. So I got a notary of the public who happens to also be my clergy.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Where's Darren and is he okay?
He was having issues with his phone. He was having issues. He got a couple new phones, and he's not been able to log in with it.
I'm telling you, that's the damn government watching our asses.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They're watching all of us, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. So does anybody have any questions? My biggest thing is we just need people to get out and vote tomorrow. I'm 54 years old, never voted a day in my life until I'm gonna tell you how I voted, okay? I went to the voting poll, never voted a day in my life. I did not read the ballot. Okay, so it was my fault. I admit this. I get there. First thing they tell me is they can't find me. I said, I checked my registration before I got here. So he's like, oh yeah, well, we'll just type you in.
Well, I did mine all Republic. I voted all Republican. But I also did not agree to the state. The state was doing their own thing where they're trying to budget in for ATV trails. No, that's them wanting to come in and take over the trails that each town is supposed to be taking care of, and I voted no on that.
See how they try to slip shit in?
Yep.
So I get my ballot. I go sit beside my husband. I should have read it. I'm just circling all kinds of shit on my ballot, right? I go put it in the machine. It says rejected. So I push the button and spit it out. And the gentleman was like, now you have to fill in all the circles and we're going to have to give you another ballot. I said, okay, I'm so sorry. And then I read it says 1 circle per box. I said, I'm so sorry. I should have read it. And the teacher, she's like, well, me being a former teacher, yeah, maybe you should have read it. Now I want to slap you, bitch, because I already know I messed it up.
We all make common error mistakes. It happens. I mean,
So I voted purple. I voted for Donald Trump, another Republican, and then our congressman, I think. I did vote him. He's a Democrat, so I voted purple. But my husband said everybody that had an R beside their name got his vote.
yep, that was me. Everyone that had an R got the vote.
Hold on one second.
Hopefully, Derek could get in. Hi, Miss Clearwater. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's going okay over that way.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Miss Debbie. Hi, Chris.
So for those of you who have not voted yet, if you go to Trump's campaign site and go to click on policies, I read all the policies, but like I said last night, 2 of them stood out to me, and it was the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And that alone got my vote. Just those 2.
He's dear.
Can you say hi? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. You gonna say anything else?
Got the grandbaby today, huh?
Yeah, I have custody of him. So I do a lot of everything. Uh, yeah. Okay.
Miss,
Huh?
have you, Miss Clearwater? Have you heard from Durham at all? Because I haven't seen him or heard from him. I'm just kind of wondering if he's okay or what's going on.
I'm gonna take him out. Go ahead.
Um, Go ahead, Tiff. You could do that. Um, just wondering how Durham's doing, Miss Clearwater. We haven't seen him in a while, so we're kind of wondering if he's okay or they full on silenced him or what's going on with that.
Stop.
Debbie, were you and Chris able to get a hold of anyone today or anyone get a hold of you? But what you guys are going through? I know Tiffany's been trying to work with you on getting some stuff done as well.
Yeah, her bitch ass lawyer doesn't want to talk to me.
See, that'd be the difference with between her CPS attorney and my CPS attorney, because my CPS attorney actually does his job.
Oh yeah?
He's one of the few, and in Maine, far as like I've had three. This is my fourth one, and he's doing his job.
Wow.
It took me to go through the first three to get to him.
And where are you at in your case?
We did the Jeopardy hearing, but we changed the language and a bunch of stuff, so it would not affect my criminal case. So we did agree to Jeopardy, but we didn't. So it was kind of like a flip.
Right.
They took a bunch of things out, um, and we modified their order to where they could not use anything 20 years or older against me.
They're not supposed to anyway.
They were trying.
Mhm.
It was in the draft, their draft. It was in there for 20 years ago. They had all of my charges from when I was a teenager on.
No. No, no, no. Federal law even states 10 years. 10 years. But that doesn't surprise me because I was working with the lady here in Virginia and the grandchild got moved to West Virginia by CPS. Um, CPS from Virginia crossed state lines, drove 3 hours in West Virginia, took a child from the great grandparents because the great grandfather had been convicted of murder 54 years ago. I said, they can't do that. They did it.
That's
The man
unbelievable.
is like 78 years old. Are you kidding me?
It'd be like Nick being able to murder
Huh.
someone. Yeah, he cranky old man, but he can't murder a fly.
Yeah.
My dad is 78 years old. Well, we're not going to talk about my dad because my dad's a special person. Never mind. No, never mind. He just called me a couple hours ago and was screaming at me like I'm running the Trump campaign. I'm like, don't worry about it, Dad. You have no control over it.
Right. No, we don't. I mean, as far as everything that's going on, we're doing a judicial what do they call it? An expedited judicial review, because they do not want to place my daughter at my sister's house because she sides with me. And my attorney said, no, that is not going to happen because that's just an excuse.
That is an excuse. If
Yeah.
they're just because she sides with you doesn't mean anything. That she's not a threat to the child. Oh my God, these people get on my nerves. But go ahead.
So we're filing the judicial review. He's writing the summary up right now, and he's using a lot of the case law that Gunner had sent me. and he's implanting what he thinks is good for this into the summary. And we're also putting in there the violation of due process.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
You know, it's been a complicated case from the start. Even um, with the emails, I showed him all the emails. I was like, if you look at my emails to them, I was quoting my constitutional rights in every single email. And he goes, "Yeah, I saw that." So I have them to a T because I have even 242 and 241 on there. Violation under color of law. It was in an email.
I bet they were pissed.
Oh, there's no reunification plan with me because I never contracted with them. I
That
never.
does you have the right to not consent.
Right. I never consented to anything with them.
Good.
Not a damn thing. The
I think
wife, on the other hand, she signed a safety plan, but I never did because they removed me from my home.
I think you're gonna win. Even if you don't get her back to you, I think your sister will win.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if I can get her there, at least she's 45 minutes away. And then if I can get my bail changed to the point where I can have my visits, which I'm fighting for right now. That's why I'm working on this. I'm calling the DA out. I'm not playing with the DA in this case because he's violated my constitutional rights, and I'm not going to stand for that.
I think you can file. Hold on. It's I get a little tongue tied with these big ass words. Prosecute.
Prosecutorial, oh my God.
Yes,
That.
misconduct.
Yep, that's in my motion. Yep.
Those words just trip me up sometimes.
Me too.
Yeah, it trips her up too.
I changed my tongue.
So
And then
yeah,
you need to go after the state of Maine because that prosecutor works for the attorney general.
actually, he's an assistant attorney general.
ABA.
Ah, well, you definitely need to go after the state of Maine.
Yep. And
Absolutely.
and I sent out my summary notice of lawsuit today.
Good for you.
So I'm working on things, and thanks to Gunner, like Gunner's a godsend. He really is.
I think Gunner is hilarious, actually.
Gunner's a trip. Like we had a call last night with me and him, and we were talking, and you know,
I fell asleep.
she fell asleep because we were talking for like almost 45 minutes to an hour. And then the night before we were almost to 2 hours.
Yeah, that's why I was falling asleep.
Wow. Wow. But he is funny. I like his saying too. Who are we gonna piss off today? I'm like, oh, I would steal that, but that's his saying.
Yeah, yeah. Well, unfortunately, he's right. I mean, who are we going to piss off today? Because there's a lot of people throughout the world that we're probably going to piss off before long.
Whose Wheaties are we gonna piss in today?
Exactly. People just say my name to certain people and they're like, oh God. Yeah, oh God. That means I'm doing my fucking job and I'm calling you out on your bullshit.
Right.
Cause I don't play with nobody. No.
Debbie, I love pissing people off, especially TFI. Yeah, TF. That's the name of theirs. It's
Oh.
TFI.
Oh, the family.
I don't know what it's called. What does TFI stand for, Debbie?
She told me and I forgot too because people be putting alphabet numbers up there. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense why they're calling it TFI because I know up here they call them CPS.
I
Other
think this
states,
has to do with foster though. I know the F is foster.
The
Something foster.
I don't know. The something foster. The foster something.
Brenda, you're always hiding under a different name all the time.
Who?
Brenda. She's got her name as "Give Us Our Babies Back."
That's right.
Yup.
All these kids need to be with family or at home. All of them.
ABC 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Okay.
I seen on TikTok because everything he went through, he had a heart attack or something like that. Oh, he's had worse than that, Debbie. Gunner's had surgery on his heart.
Oh my, for what?
He has a nice slit right here.
Oh my.
If he gets overstressed, he can have a heart
Yeah, if he gets overstressed, he can have a heart attack.
Well, then he needs to stop doing this kind of shit because this shit'll kill you.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, though.
Well, that's true. It just made me stronger. That's why I'm so fucking irritated with these people.
I don't know what's going on with Darren. I probably should text him.
See where he's at and what's up. What's up, buttercup?
Uh,
I don't know.
I just messaged him. We'll see.
That's cool. So I hope everybody goes and votes. I'm feeling a little anxious about this. I hope I can sleep tonight.
Yeah, because tomorrow's the deadline, right? Tomorrow's the
Mhm.
last day.
Tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's the day when people have to go vote.
I
and
will
get-
say that they've already started counting our early voting and mail-in ballots here, and it looks like Virginia's going red, which I said that. I already knew they was going red.
I don't know. I don't know where the votes are going to be here in Maine, because I see a lot of posts out there on Facebook, um, of everyone saying Trump, and then you see these Democrats popping in saying Harris, and it's just like, I'm not a Harris person, and she lies too much.
Hmm. That's an
So
understatement.
there's a lot that's going on in Maine, but like these people up here are so blind to the corruption, it's not even funny.
Oh no, they're not blind. They're not blind. They're enjoying getting their wallets fat. That's what that is.
Well, yeah, because we rank it high, the highest in the nation for corruption.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Um, we do you all how often do you all have elections?
Geez, I don't know. That's a good question.
See, Virginia has elections every year, right? And I tell people that I advocate for in Virginia, you need to remind these people who's putting their asses in these seats, because you might not think your vote counts, but it does. And next year we're having a governor's race and some other kind of race. I don't know. After this race, I'll get into the next one. But people have to understand that we are the voice, right? We the people are the government. We get to pick who we want. And if they're not doing their jobs, then they do not need to be reelected.
I
They
think
won't
it's
even answer hard questions. Well, one of them will. He don't care. The other one, I grew up in a middle class. I don't give two shits what kind of family you grew up in.
it looks like it's every couple of years.
Yeah, we have race every year here in Virginia. Every year there's some kind of race.
There's
And
quite a
prosecutors too are elected officials.
Yep, yep. I'd like to get that. I'd like to get the DA voted out of being a DA.
Well, they did it in California.
He doesn't deserve to be on the bar. He doesn't even deserve to be on the state, for that matter. There's quite a few corrupt people in our government, along with our actual Governor.
Well, I can't say that about ours because he signed executive order number 2. I will never forget that as long as I live. I printed that bitch out and it said the parents have the rights. They are in complete control with custody, all that stuff. And he made it very clear that the state has no business being in the lives of the Virginia people.
Yeah,
But
see, where
CPS
our
care,
governor
no.
our governor won't back that because she's too far gone into the money.
Well, money is the root of all evil.
That's just very true, Tiffany. That's very true. And I'm finding that out here in Maine because I've been following the money around to different people. And when a CPS worker is making 98,000 a year, there's something wrong when she just graduated college.
And how old is she?
She's got to be in her like early 30s or early 20s.
And I'm old enough to be her mother. My oldest daughter is 35 years old.
I'm old enough to be her dad because I'm 42.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 20,
And I have a 19-year-old son. So,
and I
you
have a
know,
20-year-old son. So, we're old enough.
And some of these CPS workers, I just want to be like, little girl, sit down. Okay.
Maine State Police are the worst, Brenda. That is very true. I dug up some information I shared to my wall about the Maine State Police and how corrupt they really are. They are truly corrupt people.
Oh,
Daniel,
wow.
I only see one of your comments. I don't know what's going up with your thing, but your oldest son is 40 and your youngest is 19. Yeah.
My goodness. Girl, God bless your heart.
She started young.
Yeah, well, I did too. But I didn't wait almost, no. Oh my God, that's almost a 20-year difference. Oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah.
My oldest is 19, my second oldest is 14, and my youngest is 4.
My oldest is 20, and then I've got almost 18, 14, and 4.
Well, damn. Mine's 35, 34, 33, 26, and now my other two that I've got is 2 and 5. Mm. God bless everybody's heart, man. The main thing is getting these kids home and keeping parents out of trouble for no reason, man. Nothing makes me more angry than being accused of something that you did not do. Like my charges long time ago, but when they caught me, I admitted it, right? Because what's the use in lying? But when you accuse me of doing some shit I know damn well I didn't do, I'm gonna fight you until my last breath. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing because I've been accused of some heinous shit, and you know what? If it really what that really did happen, where's the actual physical proof to this matter? There is none.
And to say that I knew all about it and condoned it is disgusting.
Yeah, see, there you go.
If I knew anything about it, I would have been long gone.
Well, I think I know what it is. Don't say it because you're still in all
Yeah.
that shit. Um, but see, I will tell you this. I am a woman and I know how cruddy women can be.
Very.
Yes, she is.
And and the person that caused all this was coursing this person.
Mm-hmm.
Women can be cruddy, especially when they don't want the fathers involved in their children's lives.
I'm just a stepdad.
It doesn't matter. Women are cruddy. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate now, but I don't care because we all know it's true. We know women are smarter than men. Don't take that offensively. My own dad said it. Donald Trump said it. You know, all men say it. And we are smarter. But when you use your intelligence to hurt somebody else, that's not right. I only stand on the side that's right, right? Because if I didn't, what would that make me? And that's the problem that CPS has with me, right? I had one ask me one time, why are you so against us? I said, if you did your fucking job, do you think I'd be against you? If you did your fucking job, don't you think I'd be advocating for you?
And they don't do their job because they don't even follow their own policies and procedures.
That's why I don't advocate for them.
I've found that out throughout the entire case. Like when this first started, they denied me my visitations from the get-go, but I have them because I have emails showing that I was supposed to have video visits to start, and then after I was supposed to have visits in person. And they never did neither.
Was that a court order?
No, that was just through them. It was never court ordered.
You should always have something in a court order because anytime that CPS breaks a court order, you can file a motion to show cause on the Department of Social Services. What's good for you is good for them.
Yeah, they've never done anything through the courts. Not once.
Nothing.
Nothing.
My case would have been closed.
And that's why I'm hoping that Richard will see, once I'm done with this motion, I'm going to show it to him because he might want to use it in my case on the CPS side. This one's for the criminal side, but this motion is to blatantly call everyone out. I'm even calling out the judge.
Good. Don't forget to put the case of Economu. Oh, hold on. It's the Economu case and the Lee case.
How do you spell that?
Oh Lord, I'll have to get back to you. It's really funny. I had to Google it to figure out how to even pronounce the damn thing. Oh, wait a minute. Here, hold on. I think I got it right here on my phone. One of them.
No, that's Lee versus Lee.
United States versus Lee.
This is Maine Supreme Court one.
Oh no. Just Google United States versus Lee.
Oh, right here. Yep, I just found it.
And these two cases tell the judge not to forget that they took an oath to be unbiased and to uphold the law in the United States Constitution along with your state constitution. That's what it tells them. Oh, it's Butts versus Economu, I think. BUTZ. Of course, my phone is dead.
Of course,
But yeah, I just found it. Yep. Cool. Now I can share this to her and have her put that in there.
Yep.
I found it on Justa U.S. Law.
Yep. There you go. Also put in Article 6, Paragraph 2.
What's Article 6?
Hold on. Let me find my Constitution real quick. Article 2, Paragraph 6. The judges in every state shall be bound thereby. State judges are charged with adjudicating state laws, but they cannot disregard federal law. And every judge shall be bound or affirmed to support the Constitution of the United States of America.
It said Article 2, Paragraph 6. Clause of the
No,
United
no, no,
States.
no, no, no. Article 6,
Oh, Article 6.
Paragraph 2.
Paragraph, oh, right here. Yep. Clause of the United States Constitution, the Supreme Clause, which establishes the Constitution, federal laws, and treaties as the highest law in the land. I'm going to copy that and pair that in there too then.
But do the whole paragraph because you'll see where it says judges.
Yep, yeah, I see it there. It says state judges are bound by the Constitution and federal laws, even if the state laws are constitutional, contradicting them.
Yep. So make sure that goes in there. Then you need to turn around and sue every last one of them for violating your constitutional rights.
That's what my summary was that I mailed out for my notice.
Gotcha. I forgot you said that.
Yep.
Bunghole.
This is crazy. Yeah. I was surprised Darren ain't here. He never answered me either. So I don't know what's going on there.
That's okay.
I mean, I don't mind filling in for Darren. I mean, I've done it a couple times where he had computer issues or phone issues
Or just health issues.
or just health issues.
Issues in general. We all got issues.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. I don't know if you've met my old lady, but it's her right there.
Hi.
That's Lynn.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi.
My cat's driving her nuts.
Yeah, I'm trying to fill my drugs.
Oh, God. Did you give him catnip?
No, he's just an asshole.
Oh.
He's only like 3.5 months old. He's an asshole.
Oh, Lord. Don't put up a real Christmas tree. You won't have one.
Well, there's a gunner. We got a gunner with us.
Who we going to piss off tonight?
Anybody we can.
What's going on, gunner man?
Where's our Punisher at tonight?
He's having phone and computer issues.
He's having technical difficulties.
Sounds like a personal problem. I guess next time use more lube.
Oh, Lord. What are you doing, Gunner?
It's Monday, and tomorrow's right around the corner of the election day, and the amount of fuckery that's going around is, well, a lot of people don't understand, or a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of people, especially within the Gen Xers, that there was part of the, some of you may be familiar with the Q or QAnon particular things. Part of that thing was done under JFK. JFK actually wrote the QAnon perspective and protocols. One of the protocols was actually getting out to a lot of just average people, not so much politicians, of especially those that were in a lot of Gen X's, to do a lot of monitoring when it came to that time, to hold our we'll call them bean counters accountable. So what has ended up happening is a lot of Gen Xers and some of the even early millennials have been babysitting ballot boxes and voting centers and making sure nothing happens in there. They're armed with their cameras, even to the point that some of them been threatened or run off. Like in one case where the police, they closed it in Pennsylvania at 1:45, but the polls were supposed to be open until 5. Other things, there was other stories of, oh, well, we have a piping issue. And I say, well, we have a licensed plumber right here in line. I mean, they were prepared for everything. Let me go in and fix that thing real quick and let's get back to boating. Um, it's just disgusting. Let alone the story that it broke just probably 3 days ago of the illegal immigrants that had come across the border and were given licenses and everything else and voter cards. Um, that story's been massively suppressed. And that was their thing. Hey, you get this, you get this. Yeah, I mean, they're buying votes, which is illegal.
That's because Harris is losing.
Well, there's two ways this is going to go. One, and it's just going to take common sense. How do you have 300,000 votes coming in over your registered voters? That's going to be the biggest number of, like I said, and the people have just had enough. And that's just the temperature now. They say supposedly the current administration has reached out to the United Nations for, for instituting peace for civil unrest. I just don't see it. And they're like, well, what if your military does this? I go, listen, there's one reason the military can step foot on American soil. And that is when it is time to basically beat back a corrupt government and establish martial law. And it's not using this. This is the misinformation that's going around. We will use the police departments, the state police departments, and all this other stuff to do this stuff. Under true martial law, under the Constitution, is actually your armed forces stepping foot on U.S. soil, not a foreign entity, not using the corporation. So you're going to have to understand the legalities of that thing. This is not martial law. This is a form of war that is throwing over our Constitution, because if it was truly a martial law as described in the Constitution, is when that ability of we the people say that we want to throw off of the elected and appointed officials to they're no longer working in cooperation with the Constitution or anything else, which, like I said, that's the sad part, that technically we've already taken and proven that with the hard evidence, including the trafficking of children through CPS. It's all interchanged, and that's what they're looking for. I mean, some of the things have come out. Epstein Island has been canceled, and that's just one of many islands, from what I'm understanding. And then P. Diddy comes out with these other things, and it's all been about Hollywood's found this, and even, Allie herself has come out and going, I'm trying to shift the directive to the traffickers are not the Hollywood people. It's CPS. Those are the people that provided the children for these freak-offs. Not a Hollywood person or anything else. It facilitated a relationship with a political alliance with somebody to deal with CPS to traffic children. And it's just a matter of time, like I said, when people all start getting together of everything, and now they're seeing it over in North Carolina. And I think there was somebody I talked to in the past couple of days that says they're actively involved in counseling because of, the case that they're in. And it wasn't, it was a subcontractor, so to speak. In other words, they had to pick from a list of people because they don't have their own people in that area. So it was just a person who says, you have this fear of this stuff's happening. And they're just like, it's not bullshit. It's like, we have people there. I'm right outside the affected zone in East Tennessee. We see it. I mean, we see the trucks. We've seen the linemen packing up and going out, going home. They come right through here. That's right on I-40. They take the back roads, and then they get on I-40, or they'll come back through Asheville and they'll head south. I believe that's, I forgot what road it is, but it leads all the way into Florida. But then they'll reroute it into Chattanooga. So it's still touching between here and Chattanooga in the Knoxville area. This is a real fucking thing. And basically you're trying to put propaganda out there of saying, oh, it's not a real thing, it's made up. Listen, there's a saying that has always stuck with me, and I think you all can agree with this, is you're never at a mercy. You're never at someone's mercy with an argument when you have an experience. You can't tell me different when I just went through it. So
that's
Danielle says it's up there bad. Hello, Debbie. The point that people need to take and realize is our I went down some rabbit hole. Now, everybody heard of, okay, now that I've got your attention, let me tell you about how bad the propaganda is. Y'all ever heard of the Boston Tea Party?
Mhm.
Do you know that that story is completely inaccurate and nothing but propaganda?
What?
Here's why. They found out that they were being taxed tea to come over. Now, this is why the corporation comes in. Get this. Go down the rabbit hole. What ended up actually happening was the tea was being taxed coming in from England. Nothing about it. They were resourceful and they ended up doing what was called, you know, that's during the time of pirates and everything else. So they were smuggling in Dutch tea. So the Dutch tea was cheaper and people in America were making more money. Now you're going to get half truths. If you'll ever notice with some of them were dressed as Native Americans, right? During the picture. Here's the rest of the story that they're not going to tell you, as old Paul Harvey would say back in the day, that some of you may or may not remember. The point is they were getting it cheaper for the Dutch. So finally, economically speaking, England turned around and says, hey, listen, we're not making any money off of this tea. They're not even buying our tea. So let's turn around and just send a shipload over there with no tax on it, no tariff. Well, their competition that was getting the Dutch tea found out about it, and hence went right over to that ship for that free no tax tea that made it cheaper than the Dutch tea, so it was undercutting them. That's when they raided the ship and dumped it all overboard because it was untaxed tea. It was a business decision. But your school books and everything else are filled with propaganda of some fucked up history.
That's
Why?
not even true.
No. Because you look at both sides of the coins, whether you're not, I'm not going to take one person. Give me all the facts. Let me make my own decision. Okay, it was a business decision. Pretty fucking ingenious. I mean, but you want to talk about the mafia not fucking doing nothing, yet you're going to do that shit in the colonial days? It was all about business and making a dollar. They were wealthy. And see, it's all constant misinformation. Well, these people, no, they were all businessmen. If you look at most of your founding fathers were the most prominent people in the United States. And basically, we just want free trade. We want to get the better price. I mean, that's what it comes down to. The corporation hence began its particular thing. It was all about the money.
Just like today.
It's not changed. We think we're under, something for, freedom. You know what I'm saying? And we're not getting that actual freedom that we actually think we have. The basis is listen, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let us do business. So long as it's not interfering with that stuff, leave us the hell alone. These are your God-given rights and your ability to defend what's yours. If you lose, there's no win or lose. There was nothing saying if you lost, you get to go cry to somebody. I mean, that's what it came down to. And the idea was the better off you are was the stronger your armies. We had a full Navy, everything else that was protect us. Why? Because it was the businesses and the corporations of people making money to take and protect their products. That's what it came down to. Money, power. Then you go back to the richest families. Who do you think sponsored them? Some of the richest families that saw business opportunity from England over here, which is why you end up getting, companies like BlackRock and stuff like that that are dealing with all the primary families.
Somebody told me that well, she's dead now. Queen Elizabeth actually owns the Social Security Administration.
A lot of things we think we won from England. The only thing that the Constitution was saying was give us free trade. Leave us alone. A lot of rule because it came with money. Power, money, they go together, or and goods or trades. See, you wonder why they pushed us towards a monetary system. Because see, here's the funny thing. They can't tax trading. They have no way to do it. And if they try to assess a value, We did an even trade or what we felt was fair. The government has no business on those business decisions, and they won't hold up in court. If I trade you a case of honey for you coming out here and replacing this or doing that or doing some work around here, there's no way to tax that, but that's income. But it's not cash.
Yeah, because one of the questions, because I'm a business owner, one of the questions I have to answer on my business tax is if I bartered with somebody.
Mhm.
Why? No, I mean, I know why, but why are you asking?
Because they want to assess the value that you have traded and done back and forth within the commodity. If it's a credit, they want to be able to assign it a value. And when you do that, understand that that's voluntary information. That was a
Yep.
personal trade. Whether I traded services as an LLC to better my business, and I did it and I file it under advertising, this is how you file it. I advertise what I use money, services, or anything else to advertise. And that's what all the big corporations do. All their big backdoor deals and everything else they spend on the dinners and this, that. What did that go for? Advertising, business relations, growing the business. It's a form of
Attorney consultants.
advertising. Yeah. Which is why do you think the states popped up running as much as they have with the power hungry thing of states' rights, and why so many people got on board because they saw the way to take and do it. If I control the states, I control the federal government, which is what we've basically turned around and exposed. They're in control of everything in all 50 states with these people that are doing the things that they do. They're blackmailed, they're paid off, whatever it may be. You think it's all the Fed, the Fed, the Fed. Welcome to the propaganda. It keeps your eyes off of your state. And if
My husband,
they don't like us to have it.
My husband just heard today that our county is raising our personal property taxes.
It's all about land. Because you know why? Because we did away with family homesteads. And they convinced you living in a neighborhood with a box and everything else, rather than, hey, let's poison you with the food to where your hormones are all over the place, messes with your brain chemistry. All of a sudden, families are not families anymore. They're destroyed by chemical warfare. It's chemical fucking warfare. I don't care what you want to call it. It's chemical warfare. You're poisoning our foods, our waters, and everything else that affects our brain chemistry. Do you think those people fucking have that same shit? Nope. Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. And it's always who's going to make the better deal. You know who has the best deal in the fucking world with their government contract and everything else because they got the government contract? Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
You realize everything that's on the shelves, Walmart didn't pay a dime for?
I believe that.
They lease out to the people or to those different companies like General Mills and everything else. They lease out shelf space.
Yep, they sure do.
They are basically it's kind of like going to a peddler's mall and you pay for a booth. So each one pays for a booth. You ever wonder why certain things get on the end caps or in the middle aisles? They pay extra for that. Pepsi-Cola, Coca-Cola, all of them pay extra for that stuff. And what do they push? All the garbage. You ever walk into a Walmart, how much healthy shit can you get in a Walmart?
Not very much.
Fucking approved, USDA stamped, the entire thing of poison. I mean, and then you want to compete with the mom and pops, and then hell, England just took away farming.
What?
Farmers are gone. Yeah, no more farming in England. Passed it. I think it was today or yesterday. Gone. They're going to import all their foods.
Wow.
You go to New York City or anywhere else, you live on the inside of the city, you have an apartment building, can't grow your own vegetables. You can't grow anything inside your apartment or outside your apartment.
Why?
Basic herbs and everything else. Hey, it's welcome to people that agreed to become cities and then be governed over that particular thing. They're agreeing to it. Abolish them. If the city taxes are not paid or anything else, that government crumbles. People decide, and let's put it this way. You and I all get together. Say everybody got together in this room. We have a large amount of land, and we decided eventually, because of generational things and this and that and changes, that we're now going to realize, hey, we need our own police. You realize police are not even they're state run. Your only law enforcement is supposed to be your duly elected sheriff and his deputies has to enforce the Constitution, and yet the states have overtaken your duly elected sheriffs. He's even convinced them not to get involved with CPS cases that are supposed to be criminal cases.
Yeah, well, I know that because me and my sheriff went round and round.
If you're supposed to be standing up for my rights, why aren't your deputies taking these people out in handcuffs that are breaking and entering into homes? Well, they're from the state. We get state money, so you're bought and paid for. But we want to do away with the mafias, and we did away from the mafia, and you took it over for a government mafia, or government actors will say it because it's not us. It's the elected appointed officials. It's a corporation. They didn't like the mafias, especially in Chicago and New York, because it took away from the money they were making.
Well, if we had the mafia running this country, I can guarantee you one thing: none of these kids would be being removed from homes.
Let me tell you, I grew up in that part. And let me tell you something. If you were beating on your wife or you were fucking with your kids or anybody found out and anything else, it was dealt with. They'd come to your dinner table while you're sitting there at dinner and pull you out your damn house and throw you a beating in your front yard. And nobody saw nothing. But it got handled.
Mm.
You ever heard of somebody taken and they knew or was caught in the act of touching a child? They disappeared.
Huh.
I'm sorry. You're telling me and you're trying to say that was bad? We were self-governing ourselves. We really were. People turn around, oh, well, you need it. Yeah, there was some bad people out there. Well, so you support the good ones that are your good rulers in your small areas because they had a section. Now, when they start getting into running kids and drugs and everything, yeah, that's off the deep end. No, there's a sense of business. He was like your paid police force. It ain't no different than you're being forced to be taxed on your property tax and anything else than paying for protection. Isn't that right? It's the same damn thing. Tell me how it's different.
Gunner, every time you come on here, you just raise my blood pressure.
You just need another cigarette. That's all it is, Tiff.
I'm getting ready to light one.
I know. I got Benny so distracted. He's on the phone.
I think he's trying to find out what's going on with Darren.
Oh. Listen, the reason is because we have changed our parents, grandparents, everything else decided to take comfort, money, and wealth, and it was shined in front of them to give up their farms, their homesteads, everything else where it just wasn't working. And understanding we were behind the times to do a lot of things, but there had to be a balance. But people moved in because there was more work. It was strategically done. There's more work in the cities and this and that. Give up your farms, leave the farms, go do this, go do something else. Now you have nothing. You had that family homestead, there was here.
Sorry about that, guys. My attorney called me.
Oh, hopefully good news.
Yeah, it was Richard. So
yeah, it's the amount of the issue is, to be honest with you, is we're too lazy to pick up a fucking book. In America.
Not me. I got a whole library.
Now, see, don't get all uptight and get your panties in a twist and everything else. Calm down. De-escalate. That was not a trigger word. That wasn't a trigger phrase. Hold on. We'll get you a safe place, Tiff, here in just a minute. Okay? Listen, it comes down to being able to coexist with everybody and understand that we have become lazy because they have given us that food. It slows down your brain chemistry. It does this, it does that. They take you away from a lot of things that are healing. Hey, you now have modern medicine. Why am I changing something that's been over 2,000 years old, that's been working and not killing people and not having a combination between modern medicine and holistic medicine to where we have a balance. Because a lot of the things, especially with holistic medicine, is it's not that you're sick, it's just your life or your body is out of balance. We don't talk about frequencies. And as a master electrician, I can tell you that has a lot to do with things, let alone rife beds that deal with frequency healings and this and that. Those are well known to happen and actually work. I mean, you've got somebody that has come out, they've made for what, 20, 30 years now off of cancer. The top person says the best thing you can take now is ivermectin because it deals with the parasite. So you're telling me chemo has been a form or method of to poison people, to kill parasites that are in my body? Yes.
Chemo also can kill you too.
Because it's poison. That
I know
has
what,
to do away from those byproducts.
I know what killed my father.
But you don't see the Amish getting that shit.
No,
Or
no, the Amish
Botox.
are smoking this.
Or
Yeah.
Botox. People need to stop shooting botulism in their body because that's what Botox is.
Listen, a lot of it is this, but the thing is they have used psychological warfare to make women think you're not pretty enough. You have to look like this and this and that. Listen, whether you're this, all these different things, the things that has happened is towards your food. The reason we have the divorce rate of everything else that goes through what it is, and specifically, and I'm going to be dead general, it was an attack directly on women. And where are the women's rights standing up for poisoning and destroying women? Instead, it's about self-destruction. That is the propaganda that is done today. I'm sorry. I mean, it is. Now you have something that changed the mother or the woman, the psychological point of view, mess with brain chemistry and hormones and everything else, and you fuck that all up. Well, we used to call that cheese sliding off the fucking cracker. The cheese, what do you expect's going to happen? It's cause and effect. The scientific method works right across the board. Why do you think you did? You took out the mother, the central hub of the family, and told her it was better not to be a mother, not to do this, not to love your husband, not to go through things the right way, not do the healer and be the healer, let alone even healing properties. It's almost gone. You look at most people today, they can't cook or heal. I'm sorry. I mean, it used to be, to be honest, yeah, a lot. It depends on where you come from in your tribe, but that was the person that was doing food inspection or food prep knew how to look for bad meat, knew how to look for this and that, how to do things, to cook it the right way, to do that so nobody got sick. You don't believe me? Native Americans have been doing it for fucking a long time. Propaganda. Hey, we don't have, Egyptian temples and other things over here in the Grand Canyon or in national parks or other things we don't want you to see.
Wow.
And that's already been proven. But people just turn around. Well, now that it's out, we don't want you exploring up there. Why? Well, why can't we? We have enough equipment and modern technology to get to those areas where those drones were filmed, and or this or that. We can repel. We can repel out of helicopters. We can do this. We can do that. Why aren't we doing it to advance? Because it was told to leave it alone. Where does it come from? Tell me another thing. Why does every nation across this world have a treaty that no one has ever broken to go past the ice wall so far? Bet you didn't know about that treaty, did you? Look it up. It exists. No one, and it is guarded on all sides by Russia, by China, by us. It's the one thing we all agree on. Don't go past that point. Why?
There's got to be something out there.
Well,
things.
I guess one of us needs to run for president, get elected, and win, and then we can go find out.
Well, you're fighting a massive corporation, and what do you think half of it is going on now? That people of wealth and power to come through there are saying it's two different schools of thought. It always has been. It either the government or Big Brother, however you want to label it, this is approved by us. So you're taking us out of the thinking process. Well, you're not worth enough to take and think for yourselves. We're going to tell you how you should think. It's a soft form of communism. You know, we had a chance to where we thought we were doing something good, we were living a good life, our families were doing good. It's like bait on a hook. If that was true, then you'd start learning about generational wealth, and you'd be teaching it in your public schools to make everybody richer. But yet you have people now somebody was doing the figure between the cost of living expenses compared to your paycheck. Back in the 1980s, the cost of living and everything was about 87.7% of your income. Now in 2024, it's 129.7% of your income. There's no way they're pushing you into poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And what
Yeah,
happens
'cause
when they
that's
put
what
you
they
into
want. They
poverty with
want
the
us to be
laws they
poor.
have on for the soft laws? Now you can't provide for your children. I now have your kids, which a lot of us are experiencing that today. I don't have the resources to pay big lawyers. I don't have this and that. And what do the lawyers do? They do what sharks do. Some of them are good, not all of them are bad. Let's put it out there, but they really don't care. They really don't. And there's even some that you'll give them stuff that will put a nail in your coffin and turn around and say, I'm not going to use that. Why? Because they know as soon as they do, the bar association is going to come after them and chew their ass and remove their license or do this or do that. Don't you dare step outside things. So it's coming to a boiling point, and
Oh
people hate
yeah.
that. I mean, they're already talking about civil unrest. They're preparing for this. They're preparing for that. And they're even asking people to say, hey, will you take and fire on American citizens? Dear God, if you did, you've just lost your oath. You should know better. Your first duty was to that Constitution. They even changed where they went and the orders of the president. How many people know that?
Well, I know right now because I only live 60 miles from DC. The White House and the Capitol have fences up. They were putting them up Friday. They just finished today.
Mm-hmm. But you do realize how many people know about, once again, the two White Houses.
Wow.
You realize the other White House sits on American soil? Did you know that DC is not American soil? It's sovereign.
Yeah, because ain't DC part of Canada?
It has a long list of things that go through that. It was land donated by wealthy people from, what was it, Virginia and another bordering state. I can't remember, that comes through there, that actually donated that land for the birth of the corporation.
I think it was Maryland.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I mean, you're reading more and more that now you're finding out where the corporation began, how it became about this, and the idea was we can have free trade, but let the people be free. And the corporations turn around, no, I need workers, I need this supply. It's a thing of supply and demand. And eventually, what are you going to do if robots do everything and people are of no value? What are you good for now? We have computers that will repair computers. I mean, you're looking at AI. I mean, you're already putting out robots. I mean,
Tiff, I don't know what time you guys normally end your show, so.
We're getting ready to end because my littles are getting a little cranky out there with Papa.
Uh-huh.
So do we want to do last words for the night?
Please, 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 please go vote tomorrow if you haven't already voted. What about you, Gunner?
Well, I would say make sure you vote, make sure you keep your head on a swivel, but at the same time, make sure that you don't take somebody's word for nothing. Do your own research and due diligence. Share that information amongst the people that are around you, and try and make a difference, not just in your life, but in everybody else's, because the thing they fear the most is we the people.
All right, and I guess the last words from me tonight is about the same lines, except I just want everyone to know that everyone in this house voted for Trump. So, with that said, we all hope that you have a great evening. Stay tuned for the next show, which will start probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So we'll see you on the flip side.
Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they mightest feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calm. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.